This video is about Mystra of the Moon, an extremely glamorous woman raised on the moon by a scientist who is super educated and fights evil. In this video, she is presented in two 8-page stories that appeared in Fiction House's Planet Comics number 53 and 54 in 1948. This was during the golden age of comic books, which was from 1938 to 1956. The pages scroll down relatively slowly so that the viewer has an opportunity to follow each story, and background information and story information is provided. The stories were written by Ross Gallun, and the art was by the phenomenal Black American comic book artist Matt Baker, known for his entertaining good girl art. The story starts off with Braun alone in a laboratory on the moon, and he hears the emergency video crackle. Terse, terror-fraught words from the radio screen. Dr. John Ford, Terra, I must contact Mystra. A brief pause, then not there, then locate her at once. Braun attempts to locate Mystra at the vacation resort that she is staying at, but they do not have such a person staying there, and Braun recalls she was going to use an assumed name. So Braun requested that the letters XY7 be circulated on the resort's board. Outside, 3 people are discussing Dr. Ford and spot his assistant. Dr. Ford's assistant is looking for him unsuccessfully, while the call letters XY7 are transmitted. She is grabbed against her will, and an invisible cloak she had was taken from her, and she was killed. Meanwhile, Mystra is engaged as an operator in a robo-tennis game. The XY7 call letters are being called out in the resort's lobby. Mystra heard the XY7 call letters while on her way to investigate, is seen and not recognized by the bad guys. Mystra watches and listens to the message from Dr. Ford and finds out her superior brain is required regarding a matter that she had him investigating, and then that something is coming towards him. Dr. Ford is shot at and hit, but then a force field protects him from immediate further harm, and the electro ions are safe. Mystra changes and fears what will happen if the electro ions should fall into the wrong hands. She starts the process of getting to Dr. Ford's laboratory at once. The bad people are also heading to the same place. Mystra finds Dr. Ford on the floor and stirring. He tells her that from the electro ions he had created a cloak and sent it to her at the resort. The two hear a noise, a door opening, but see nothing. As Dr. Ford tells her it is an invisible cloak, he is shot dead. Then Mystra is struck. A female emerges from under a cloak and calls Karn and lets him know the coast is clear. Karn and his associate arrive and head to the electro ions and find formula and reaction report and start to operate the case. Mystra sees what happens to be a hole in the floor. Karn concentrates on gold, and gold forms inside the case, and he grabs it. Meantime, Mystra determines what appeared to be a hole is a cloak, and as she grabs it, she is spotted by the bad people. Mystra starts to use the cloak and becomes invisible. Mystra uses the electro ion case to turn the gold into a monster which attacks a bad guy. Then Mystra snatches a blaster and dispels the monster vision and kills the bad people. Mystra then contacts Braun and communicates that she has retained the formula and is bringing back the cloak of invisibility. The second story opens as follows. The mighty bulwark, the Science Council, trembled at the rumblings of mob fury. Where were the hoarse shouts? Where were their loved ones who toiled in the Telenite plants? Why the shroud of mystery over certain processes? They delegated me to launch an investigation, and first on my doubtful list was Mystra communicates with Dan Argo and arranges for her robot to visit his plant regarding a scale model demonstration at his plant. Mystra plans to secretly accompany her robot using her cloak of invisibility. Mystra directs the robot to make full recordings of the proceedings. Later, at the ultra plastic offices of Argo Consolidated, the robot attends a presentation to the gentlemen of the Science Council about life-giving Telenite involving a scale model. During the demonstration, black bubbles appear that contact people and cause swelling. The story then moves to the Argo plant on the Black Planet. Someone has crept out of a sub-terra hole and two men aim guns at him. He identifies himself as John Zetra and uses a shield to protect himself from rays being shot at him. The scene then switches back to the demonstration, and Mystra orders her robot to destroy the machine. Then Argo communicates with Vargo, and they conclude that the scale model was tampered with by Zetra. Vargo communicates that Zetra has sworn horrible vengeance to be wrought upon us all, and that even now he has started revolt. At the Argo plant, the slaves are revolting, smashing the machinery, and being shot. Dant communicated that he will send Flora with his orders and then follow to pick Vargo up. Flora plans to travel alone, and Mystra contemplates going with her. Flora heads off to the plant in a gleaming spacer to tell Vargo to use Plan Y, and Dan plans to follow in his spaceship. Mystra and her robot follow Flora in another spaceship. Meanwhile, back at the plant, the revolt continues, and the guards conclude they cannot kill all the revolters. The guards hear a voice. Guards, those repeller rays that protect you from those radioactive muds will not save you from the vengeance of John Zetra. While raw and naked fury holds sway on the Telenite plant floor, a huge glistening black spacer arrows ominously through the electro-crackling atmosphere surrounding the Black Planet. Dant's assistant spots Mystra's ship hovering over the planet. Argo's ship fires at and hits Mystra's ship, ripping open a hole in the side, making Mystra's robot visible from Dant's ship. In the plant, Flora, Dant's secretary, orders Plan Y. A guard is glad about the complete destruction ordered and says, "Ready our escapospheres." What? Mystra rips off her outer garment, revealing that she is not Flora, and says, "Unhand that switch." But a guard pushes Mystra down to her doom with the slaves and John Zetra and orders, "Pull that switch." On the floor, Mystra says, "That seems cracking. That lava. Radioactive." Mystra is directed to an open door. As the metallo-hatch portal clangs shut, Some are left behind, bodies dissolving on contact with the treacherous lava. Mystra and John Zetra are safe. John Zetra informs Mystra that he was the scientist for Argo until his body became a broken, hideous thing, and that Argo's ship was picking up the escaposphere. Argo's ship brings the escaposphere into his spaceship. Argo orders the trap door opened and is attacked by black bubbles. Mystra and John Zetra discuss the horrible fate of those in the spaceship and that he loaded the sphere with black bubbles. The two discuss that John Zetra loaded the sphere with black bubbles to warn somebody. The story concludes with Mystra noting, "That is my report in the investigation of Argo Consolidated. Soon I found my indestructible robot, and later John Zetra was exonerated and restored to his former status." In the near future, do you want to see more of Mystra of the Moon in comic books, on TV, or in a movie? Is there an actress that you want to have play the role of Mystra of the Moon? More videos like this one, short and longer, can be viewed at the Comic Excitement Convention Golden Age Comics playlist. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the notifications bell.